Today we're taking a look at the V-Shred Guy's kettlebell technique. Spoiler alert, it's sh**. Now there's lots to say about the marketing tactics and claims that come from this company, but in the interest of teaching you something about training, we're just going to stick to this brief workout clip. If you're new here, my name's Zach, and I've been a personal trainer for 13 years and have helped hundreds of clients get super strong and jacked, often with kettlebell workouts. So let's take a look at this one from V-Shred. We're starting off with the most popular kettlebell exercise, the mighty two-handed swing. Now before I dive into the critiques, these swings aren't that bad. He's got the general idea, the timing is pretty good, and it looks like he's standing up straight with flat feet, which is honestly half the battle. Now this kettlebell is far too light. I'll acknowledge this could pass as a demonstration of a swing as opposed to actual training, but the sweet spot for a two-hand swing weight is somewhere between 1/3 and 1/2 body weight for a strong dude. And that kettlebell is nowhere close. Plus, I find those kettlebells with the thin metal handles annoying. And you always find them in hotel gyms, and they just feel like toys. Only toys are supposed to be fun. The major problem is the kettlebell travels too low to the ground, which causes the hips to squat down. This is the classic squatty swing. You see his hands are way below his knees, and there's all this open space between the kettlebell and the groin area. You can get away with this with super light weight, but ideally we want those hands higher for effectively catching the kettlebell into a hip hinge, which is going to preferentially target the hamstrings and glutes. That's probably enough on the swings because the real horror is coming up next. Oh my. This is hot garbage. Now, to be fair to Mr. Shred, the Kettlebell Clean is a tricky exercise to nail down. But in a video like this, coming from an exercise professional, this is indefensible. Let's zoom in on the catch here. The kettlebell flies over his shoulder and then lands on the outside of that shoulder. Straight up, this is a dangerous position to be in. If you just imagine getting your wrist and arm caught in that position in, let's say, a jiu-jitsu match, you're either tapping or you're snapping. Now, no one in their right mind would actually teach a kettlebell clean this way, but I have a hunch where he got this idea. You see, this hand placement actually kind of looks like the front rack position you'd see in barbell and Olympic weightlifting. Of course, the difference in a barbell clean is the weight rests on top of the chest, not in the hands. But with that kettlebell hanging off his fingers in free space, the wrist, elbow, and shoulder are all under load in a very precarious position. A good kettlebell clean finishes below the shoulder line, wrist straight, and elbow down, with the weight resting between the forearm and bicep. And this is another way you know that this kettlebell is ridiculously light. Because if it was any heavier, it would either fall out of his fingers or hyperextend his wrists. It looks less like a kettlebell clean and more like throwing a jacket over your shoulder. Now sure, weight isn't everything, but if you want your training to be effective at getting stronger, building muscle, and losing body fat, the resistance that you use has to be heavy enough to demand proper technique. Well, if you needed one more reason not to listen to this guy, there it is. And if you want quality kettlebell education and workouts, check out the videos on my channel, check out the links in the description, and of course, leave a comment if you have anything to say about whatever this is. As always, wishing you the best in your training, and we'll see you in the next video.